Hello, everybody. Welcome to a special episode of Moe'S Culture Show and Tell. Even though I'm wearing my Legends of the Seagull Men shirt, I'm here today to talk about Sparks. Just because, and why do I want to talk about Sparks? Because it's the one band lately that's been kind of captivating me and just hitting all the right notes to what I'm looking for in music. I find them so inspiring right now, and they're so whimsical, and they're what could I say? Cult is it's like opening up a different culture. Like I feel so much more enriched and blessed and happier since discovering Sparks, and then from discovering Sparks, discovering other people's channels, starting with Larry Graves, who also goes by the name of Canadian Stud Muffin. There's Glenn Calloway from the Basement. There's Alex from Beer and Vinyl. There's Steve from All the Worlds of Stage, and so much more. I should be mentioning, but I'd be here for a while mentioning them all. But I want to talk about Sparks. I want to take a little time and don't care about the length of this video. I want to talk about a band that's been just like, if I could convince other people to like this band, I would. But I'm never gonna force it on to people. I've tried a couple of times with my brother and with my best friend, and they understand, but they're not gonna be into it. And I do see why. I really do see why they might not be into a band like Sparks. And it really, it like, yeah, well, it sort of bums me out a little bit, but no, I'm not gonna. Yeah, no, I love it, and if one day I can somehow influence them into loving this band, yeah, because I have only 8 albums, but and I'll show you what albums in chronological order. There would be the debut Sparks, which used to be named Half Nelson, and that's not the album that I was introduced to Sparks first. It's the next album, and I don't have, unfortunately, Wolfer and Tweeter's closing, which I wish I did have, but I do at least have the. And this is an album I need to listen to several more times. I think I'm gonna like it more than I think. Now, is that my least favorite Sparks album? Is that fair to say? I'm gonna have to reassess that because I'm not talking. This is not a ranking. This is not a review of the albums. Again, this is just kind of me rambling on about a band that has been, yeah, making me happy and inspiring me lately. And so I'm just kind of rambling on, just kind of getting my thoughts out of how I feel and what I think about this band and what my understanding is with the band. So yeah, again, I should listen to this band more. I know there's a couple of songs here I really like a lot. Like I know Biology 2 is one of my favorites. Um, I really do enjoy the first song Wonder Girl and the last song of No More Mr. Nice Guy. Not to be confused with the Alice Cooper No More Mr. Nice Guy. Completely a different song. But yeah, it starts with that. But this actually for me was the very beginning of now. Okay, I'm going to retell the story again of how I discovered Sparks. It was maybe about 2.5 years ago or so when I was still working at the movie theater, and they've just for 1 week they were promoting the Sparks Brothers movie, the documentary by Edgar Wright, and when I remember the first time seeing that trailer for that documentary, and me thinking that it was that this band, these two guys here, Ron and Russell. Well, Russell there in the Ron is the guy with the mustache and the tie. That's Ron, and Russell is the guy with the big poofy hair. But seeing that trailer, I really did thought it was some parody movie, like a Spinal Tap, or it wasn't a real documentary. Then I go home and I look on the internet, and sure enough, they're a real band since the night. Well, basically since the year I was born, 1971, and yeah, and like I can't yeah, I should have known about this band earlier. But would I have been a fan if I had heard them in the 70s? And would that have been too little? Yeah, I don't know. But ever since that, and then of course it was from the it's from listening to the very first video I listened to of Sparks was not even the actual video, but like the performance of Sparks doing "This Town Ain't Big Enough for the Both of Us." The one I got the Trash Talkers to react to on my birthday. Yes, that video right there was the first one I ever saw of Sparks, and that mustache, the and I'm not usually a fan of people who go into falsettos voices, but I have like come around in years to yeah, to starting to appreciate the falsetto voice. And so now, yeah, I think this is wonderful. This whole album just kind of when I got home and I listened to the whole album, yeah, I kind of instantly started falling in love with this band and falling in love with myself again, which is actually a track on this here. Yeah, I mean when you get to the second track of Amateur Hour, then there's the third song of Falling in Myself, like that when that third song of Falling in Love with Myself Again started, I thought for a second that first time around that the album dipped. It wasn't like, oh no, it's going to go in a weird way, but then it redeemed itself later on with some for some further tracks, like Here in Heaven, Up Here in Heaven. Yeah, that's a good one there. Thank God it's not Christmas. Hasta mañana, Monsieur. Yeah, yeah. Um, there's the bonus tracks on here kind of saved the album for me too. Like I really love Lost and Found. I love that live performance of Amateur Hour, which I didn't realize until somebody pointed it out, that why in that live performance on this bonus of Amateur Hour is he out of breath? Why is Russell out of breath? Why is he not singing all the words? There's actually a video for that you can go and check out, where women are actually storming the stage. They're not letting him sing. They're all storming the stage trying to get their grubby hands on that hunk of meat of Russell. Like he was a babe magnet back then. Women loved him, and it shows in that video. Like that, like when you put those images to the, because I had heard that before seeing the videos, and yeah, it just kind of yeah. So, but this was my first foray into Sparks, and then from there, yeah, it just started growing. The next album I did get Sparks to was this one here of Propaganda. Luckily, I got that one next, and yeah, it's still my favorite Sparks album right now. I really freaking love the Sparks album. Yeah, it's tops. I love those songs. At home, at work, at play. Like what a great beginning song to start off with. I mean, they have that little kind of a little tiny song at the beginning, of Propaganda, the title track. But I don't consider that. I consider that more of the introduction to the album. That the album really starts when it kicks on at home, at work, at play, and then you get reinforcements. I friggin' love reinforcements and BC. Those are, I don't know, in some ways in my top 20 favorite Spark songs so far, from the ones I've heard so far. And I want to say something about that. That I I I will little by little sample some of the other albums that I don't have a Sparks, but I really try and I really try not to. I really want to resist the urge of listening to some of the other Sparks albums, because I want to be able to, when I get this actual album, the actual CD, be able to put it in my earphones and listen to it. Because when I get a new Sparks album from here on in, like, and I did it for most of these for sure, I want to be able to just kind of lay back, put the headphones on, have no distractions, and just listen to it in its full entirety, and get the full stereo sound, and hear it at its crispiest and clearest, recording. Which for me, it's always been a CD. If you want to hear the true recording of what it sounds like, yeah, you can't go any better with CD. I don't trust the sound that from like from other internet sites, and that. Me, it has to be the actual physical digital, like the actual physical copy. For me, this is the best quality of music. And I understand the nostalgia for vinyl, because I still love the sound of vinyl too. There is a certain memory of your childhood with vinyl that just can't be replicated. But I always prefer. I'm a CD junkie. Okay, and then I sort of am going through each of the albums, but at the same time, I want to talk about the broader sense of what each album kind of opened up for me. Because then there's the gratuitous stacks and senseless violence, which for me, I love all of it. I love I do love that there's different versions of different songs. That you have Ron Mail, you hear him singing a couple of songs. They have a guest singer of Les Bohan, and then the last thing here of the Christy Hayden EP, where she sings these 5 songs. I love those 5 songs. It's actually my favorite part of the album. I love the songs on there that I do actually love would be yeah. When do I get to sing My Way's Awesome? When I Kiss You, I hear Charlie Parker singing is great. Frankly, Scarlet, I Don't Give a Damn's good. Um, I'm not as big on I Thought I Told You to Wait in the Car. It doesn't appeal to me as much as some of the other ones. Hear No Evil, See No Evil, Speak No Evil is okay. But I really do love Now That I Own the BBC. I think that's really super catchy. Tao Tao Hark is, yeah, or Thigh Hark, however he pronounces that. I don't want to butcher that too much. I'm not as crazy for that. The Ghost of Liberace's pretty cool. Let's Go Surfing's cool, and like there's that intro and outro. But yeah, I think this album's great too. I mean, it's not in my top 5 favorite ones that I own so far. I mean, I will probably redo another ranking eventually. I want to hopefully get a couple more before I do another rankings, just to give a proper aspect of it. I still would love to have the entire collection of all the studio albums, at least the studio albums, and then try to hunt down all those peripheral like live stuff and compilations and whatnots. Yeah, that would be something. But my most recent purchase of Sparks, the last album I bought of them is that. Now I just realized because I've been playing this a lot lately and I had realized because I bought this secondhand at Spin It, right? And when you buy something secondhand at Spin It, sometimes you're taking just a bit of a chance. It's all awesome. I love the packaging here and everything, and this the it has that protective sleeve on there. The album plays perfect. But I had realized that there's a slot on this side, okay, where a booklet used to be. It's missing the booklet, and it's like it kind of makes me sad a little bit that I don't have the booklet. I really would love to get the booklet because I'm sure it had the lyrics. Because all my other Sparks albums that I have here, they have the lyrics in there entirely. But I don't have the lyrics for that. If I want to find the lyrics for this, I'm going to have to look online for it. But I do love it. I do enjoy owning this. And if I ever see it for brand new, still in the wrapper, like if they ever re-release these and there's bonus tracks and whatnot, I will repurchase this 100% to get those bonus tracks. Whatever is the best form of Sparks that I can find, that's what I want to get. But I will. I'm okay with this for now. And that has and on this, I really do love Perfume. I think that's like, but which one is my favorite songs on there? I mean, Dick Around. I do really like it, but it may be probably my least favorite song on the album. I know. Yeah, I mean it is good though. I still really like it, and I'm not putting it down in any way, shape, or form. But it is kind of my least favorite song in the album. I love Perfume. The very next fight is just kind of. Yeah, it's interesting. It has a certain feel to it that it's like I'm like it really. I keep warming up more and more and more to it. I mean, I really liked it at the beginning when they first heard it, but it gets much better every time I hear it. And then, but I always really love "Baby, Baby, Can I Invade Your Country." There's a certain rhythm to that just like I think it's just a crazy catchy song, and yeah, and the more I listen to it, the better it gets. As with the whole album, "Rock, Rock, Rock" is probably my second least favorite song on the album, but I still think it's. I guess I am doing some mini reviews here and there of the albums. I wasn't meaning to. I just kind of want to talk about Sparks in general. But yeah, if I'm going through some of the albums here and there, it's all good. I mean, I really like. I still love. I love Metaphor. Metaphor is probably my third favorite song on the album. Yeah, and then there's Waterproof and Here Kitty Kitty, which I still think is awesome. There's no such thing as aliens is great. And then as I sit down to play the organ at the Notre Dame Cathedral, it's like yeah, that's a nice long title. I like that. And yeah, it's in probably my third least favorite track on this album, but I still love the album in its like yeah, I still love the whole album and I will play it in its entirety. But every once in a while, you kind of want to go in and just listen to the hits. I really do need to get a good. I would love to actually get a good greatest hits of Sparks. If I can find a really good, complete greatest hits of Sparks, that would be awesome, awesome. But I still would want all the albums to get every track. And then now the next one in the order of chronological order of release would be Hippopotamus, which I really do like. On and weirdly and honestly enough, my least favorite track on here would be have to be the title track of Hippopotamus. I still think it's pretty good. It does go to places, but it's a little, I don't know. I hate to use the word juvenile because I don't because I can be a little immature at times. You know, I don't consider myself to be a childish person at all, but I can be a little, yeah, a little juvenile, a little yeah, I still love cartoons. I still love toys. Some toys here and there. I mean, I still love Transformers and Legos and all that kind of like old school video games and whatnot. Things that I grew up with as a kid. But yeah, getting back into this, I don't know. What is my favorite song on here? I really love Giddy Giddy. Yeah, Giddy Giddy makes me giddy. It's such a great song. The Amazing Mr. Repeat is it's really good too. I still like Bummer. What the hell is it this time is kind of cool. Even Scandinavian design is really good. But no, I mean from start to finish, it is a great album. I I can't knock any track on here. Like there's no track from this band that really gets to me except for something on this. Now, yeah, this is not in my top five favorite Sparks albums, but like I don't mind. There's like just great stuff on this. I mean, I still love the first three songs of All That. I'm Toast. Lawnmower is great. Uh, do and yeah, I love yeah, what am I thinking? Yeah, of course, I love Sainthood is not in your future. Of course, I'm just not being able to see that properly. Um, Specific Standard Time is really good too. I do like that. It's just when you hit the number track number six, Stravinsky's only hit. There's something that kind of I find is jarring about that song that kind of takes you out of the rhythm of the whole album. That the whole album has a certain flow that's it's interesting. It's not as good as some of the other albums flow, but especially when you get to Stravinsky's only hit, and it's kind of yeah, I find it kind of goes in the herky jerky way that that it doesn't really. I don't know. I'm not crazy for that. They could have replaced it with another song that's a little bit better. I thought, but I get why they put it on there. But it's the only track. It's my worst track on there for sure, and it's the only track that I find kind of really interrupts that album. And if they the rest of it, I have no problem with the rest of it because I really love Left Out in the Cold. I think that's awesome. Selfie Facing's really good. One for the Ages is great. Onomatopoeia is a good one too. iPhone, I still love that video too for iPhone. The Existential Threat, yeah, I like that. That's a good one. Nothing travels faster than the speed of light. It's a good one. And please don't F up my world. Yeah, that's another good one. It's just that Stravinsky's only hit. That's the only one that kind of takes me out of it. But all in all, it's yeah. I particularly like I particularly like the four first songs of All That, I'm Toast, Lawnmowers, Thing Who's Not in Your Future. Then yeah, go to Left Out in the Cold. That would be the next good one. Then go to iPhone. That'd be the next good one. And those are probably yeah, those are my top hits on that. Those are the ones if I just wanted to hear the good stuff like the tens out of tens. That's where I would go. And now, last but definitely not least, absolutely not least, is it has to probably in my top 3 to 5 favorite Sparks albums for sure that I've owned and heard. Now, mind you, the only other Sparks album that I heard in its entirety was in Indiscreet, and that was thank you to Larry Graves again for making that available for me to listen to on his Patreon page. I really did appreciate that, and yeah, and I need that. I need that album too, of course. No, I mean, it just kind of made me Jones to get it a little sooner. Yeah, I really want to get that album. But talking about this, yeah, I mean, the 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 first thing I ever heard from this was, of course, the girl is crying in her latte, but not from this. From seeing that video with Kate Blanchett first, and that's Kate Blanchett there on the cover, of course, and then I don't know, Veronica Lake. I like it, but it's not. I don't know how I feel about that song because I like it, but does it does it interrupt the flow of the album a little bit for me? At first, it kind of did because I find it's an abrupt change of pace for them, and I wasn't when I put the album on for the first time. I was like, because I was already familiar with the girls crying in her latte, and then Veronica Lake comes up and with a completely different type of beat and tone and and flow. Like it didn't take me at first, the very first time. It's only on repeat listens that where I'm like, okay, now I'm used to it being there, and it does work. Like, but I thought the first time around, the first couple of times around listening to the album, it was a little jarring. But then you get to the next song, the song number 3, because once you get through Veronica Lake and that herky jerky way they go about it, which I love. I still think it's great how they did it. And but it's when you get to nothing is as good as they say it is. That's the song where they like, oh, now okay, it kind of apologizes for Veronica Lake being not as well. No, I can't say that it's not as good because it is a good song. It was just that it was just a little, yeah, a little off a center from what you I was expecting to be the next song on the album. But then there's Escalator, which again it's one of those songs that the first time you hear it, you're not sure if you should like it as much as you think it is. But no, every song on here is a killer song. It is a great album all the way around. I think my next favorite song on here, my second favorite, would be "You Were Meant for Me," because yeah, I still love. Okay, my favorite song is "Nothing Is as Good as They Say It Is." My second favorite song on here is "You Were Meant for Me." Then the girl is crying in her latte would be, yeah. Um, what's another one that I really like up here? I don't know. I still really I say the Mona Lisa's packing leaving late tonight. That would have to be probably the next on that list, and yeah. I'm not going to go through the whole set list, but yeah, these are the albums that I have, and I do actually listen to them a lot. I've been going back and forth. The 2 albums I played the least so far it would be the yeah, Sparks and Hippopotamus. Those are the 2 albums I play the least uh, by far because yeah, I since getting since getting Hello Young Lovers, for example, I played that more in the short time that I bought this than I have Hippopotamus. Because I just keep going back, and not just certain songs, although there are certain songs that really stand out and I love on it. I do go back and play the whole album quite a bit too. I love the whole thing. It really is a great album. I mean, and then I'm forcing myself not to go and keep playing this because it's always a reflex that I want to hear this again. I want to hear this again because it's such a great album. But if I keep going back and keep playing this, I'm not gonna get to other stuff. So I have to forcefully take this out of my heavy rotation box. My heavy rotation box is going through a transition right now, so I expect very soon to see a whole bunch of different stuff in there the next time I present it. I am getting through a lot of that stuff. But yeah, this has been kind of a mini obsession of mine lately. Is getting into the Spark stuff that I don't mind rambling on about this fantastic band for as long as I can. I'm not. I'm not. I'm not monitoring how long I'm going to be doing this. I'm already at a half an hour, but I do still kind of want to talk about Sparks a little bit because, yeah, when I went out and got that awesome poster, I was thrilled. It just, yeah, it was. It made me so happy, and the one of my in the one of my is not wasn't my first thought, but one of my next couple of thoughts after that, after getting that poster and loving it and thinking it's going to look awesome on my wall. My second or third thought was, oh, awesome! Larry Graves is going to love that. It's going to give me some bonus points with Larry because I think he's an awesome, cool guy, and I don't know why, but I kind of look up to him a little bit as an inspiration for sure. And thanks to Sparks, thanks for Sparks for introducing me to Larry Graves' channel, which introduced me to uh, to at least a good over a dozen other similar channels that do great work. And eventually in the next few weeks I want to do a video. I actually want to do a video where I give thanks to those videos and give them a major shout out. Not just Larry Graves or the Trash Talkers or I want to shout out like people again, small examples Glenn Calloway. There's Stephen Snee. There's Grant's Rockware. Yeah, Grant's Rock Warehouse, which I sadly haven't been watching as much as I want to of his content. It's kind of always kind of off of my schedule, but I'm gonna try. Whenever I get a chance, I'm gonna try to join in and rock with you guys. But yeah, just again going back to Sparks because I have to thank Sparks again for opening up that whole new world of meeting great people online and on YouTube and everything. It's been making my journey on like doing these episodes, doing these videos much more important and much more enjoyable. And and just to come down, yeah, just to center it all to my love for music. And that's why I wanted to talk about Sparks today because it really ignites my love for music much more than I have in. Well, I've always loved music, but it's being able to discover new bands. Like so there's so many examples lately that I can talk about. There was in like how in 2018 that summer I had discovered D. Antworth and Childish Gambino, and never thinking that I would love bands like them, like 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 in my teenage years. If you were to try to say, yeah, you're gonna love these these kind of weird offshoots of one does kind of what they call rap rave, is rave music, but they're rapping to rave music, and another one is like a full fledged rapper, but he was like a kind of a cool TV star comedian type of guy, and then he decides he's going to make a few albums and rock them, and I have them and I love them. But yeah, like getting introduced to music and Sparks is revitalizing that love for music even more, and knowing that I'm going to be finding so much more around the corner, like yeah, that documentary, which I have watched as much stuff from it as I can find, and if I can ever own that, even if it's on DVD, I don't care. I have to get that on DVD somehow. The Sparks Brothers, that documentary by Edgar Wright. So yeah, I think I'm probably gonna let you go soon, and because yeah, I that's all I basically wanted to say about Sparks, is that how much this band has yeah, made me happy, and I wish I could somehow spread the joy that this band is giving me to other people. I wish I could share that with other people. But yeah, for those people who are not into Sparks, who don't like the band for whatever reason, I just want to honestly say I sort of pity you. I don't think you really realize what you're missing. It is a joyful, honestly awesome band. Ron's lyrics are some of the best lyrics I have ever seen. So and their dynamic of two brothers being such on simpatico, and being able to coexist and like each other for such a long time, you know, yeah, it's a testament to great creative genius, and how they can just persevere, how they can just persevere, and even in their late 70s, like in their mid and late 70s, they're still kicking out some jams. They're in their 70s. In like, I think one of them is 73, the other one is like 77. Now, don't quote me on that. I could be mistaken, but it's approximately, yeah, they're that old. Ron, of course, the guy with the glasses and the mustache, being the older brother. So yep. So if you don't know Sparks, and I seriously say, like, give them more than just a small sample. You gotta give them a fair shake, because like their music has warmed my heart and just inspired me. So before I ramble way too much, because I think I am, I'm gonna let you go here and say, as always, please be safe. Take care. I will see you on the flip side. And please, everybody, have a great day, evening, night, wherever you may be. Peace, everybody. And listen to Sparks.